is actually pull the right click open all so we can see everything, and I'm just going to pull the diffuse out and just have specular for these lights. So this will take a little bit longer to render because we've changed the shadow properties of the main light, but it should give us something that's a little bit more accurate for a car model as far as the lights are concerned here. Okay, so you can see there that that's worked a lot better for some of the reflective elements inside those headlights. We could have maybe switched on the diffuse, but you know, feel free to experiment that, and also duplicate that light down and put it right in front of this spotlight down the bottom here, and find out which piece of geometry actually needs to be included. But generally speaking, everything is looking quite nice for a production type studio lighting scenario, albeit very quick. Now in a real world production or 3D production V-Ray product, you would spend a lot more time tweaking a lot of these things, but I think I've given you enough of a starting point. Looks like we are still getting a little bit of reflection on our set. So if I just bring up the material, yeah, you can just see a hint of reflection there. So I want to make sure that's back to 0. Yeah, so basically you've got what you need. You've got an alpha for the 2. The only other thing you would do is do an ambient occlusion pass to bring out a lot more detail in the nooks and crannies of the. You'll see here in the door handle area, there should be a little bit of shadow under the door handles. There should be a little bit more shadow down in these nooks and crannies here. In fact, if I just bring up the image that we had to start with, you'll see here that there is some nice shadows inside these areas, and then also the panel gaps in between the panels are much more defined than our recent render. Now I did that using a ambient occlusion pass. Now there is a really quick and easy way to do an ambient occlusion pass, and what I'm going to do is just save. Actually, I won't save it. You'll be able to open this file in your download. This is the easiest way to set up an ambient occlusion pass, I think, in using V-Ray. So at the moment, we've got all of the car materials and the set materials. But what we want to do is create a brand new material. We'll just call this AO. It's a standard material, but in the diffuse swatch, I'm going to set a map to V-Ray Dirt. If I